everyone, my name is Kirsty the Worsty and welcome to my channel. Apparently it's Guppy's channel too. Say hi. Do you like this cup? Alright everyone, it's that time of the month again, or that time of the month for the first time ever because I've never done one before, but it is January wrap-up time. So I know a lot of booktubers usually will go in sequence about what they read this month and do it that way, but I want to do it a little bit differently. I want to actually put my read of the month first and then slowly kind of grind back. Alright everyone, let's kick it off with my read of the month, which was The Serpent King by Jeff Zepner. So The Serpent King is about a trio of friends who are living in a very rural part of Tennessee, and they all come from such different realms of life. I loved it a lot. I think I only gave this 4 stars, but it was just for that reason. I almost felt like there could be a little more like action packed into it, but seriously, I couldn't ask for much more. The characters were so genuine, so real feeling. I loved Lydia. She was my favorite. Lydia's fashion blog was so cool. Everything she had to say, she was just on point. The Serpent King was my read of the month because it was impactful, it was important, it really showed a lot about this this life and just being stuck, and it was a very interesting concept, and it also made me cry, which books never ever make me cry. Ever. This broke me up, cut me into little pieces, and then put me back together again. So it deserves the read of the month. So the next thing that I read in January was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. The cover is kind of hard to see here because of the light. A Darker Shade of Magic was my second favorite thing I read this month. I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially the character of Lila Bard. I felt like any character that is a pickpocketing pirate wannabe who's so unapologetically herself, dish that out to me every day because I'm on board. I am on board for this. Basically, it follows this guy named Kel Maresh, who he is a magician that can pass through different versions of London. So it's all about his journey and the things he encounters. He encounters Lila in the Grey London, and it's I almost liken it to the Lord of the Rings in some ways because they find an artifact from Black London, which is a little stone, and basically it can do anything, any magical thing that you can imagine it can do for you. So they actually have to travel to Black London to throw that stone away to get rid of this dark magic. So kind of like throwing the ring in Mordor, I would say. I also gave this 4 stars. They're really on par. If I had to pick like a favorite contemporary and a favorite fantasy, like these would be the 2. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm really glad I picked it up. I'm on hold at the library for the next book in the series for the audiobook, so I'm hoping to, I think I'm next in line, so I'm hoping to pick that up next month and just devour that, eat it up, so then I will be ready for when A Conjuring of Light comes out, because that's the 3rd and final in the series, and I'm ready for it. Also, side note, can we just talk about how much Rye is like my bae? Like, I just love Rye so much, and I feel like we didn't see enough of him in the first book. He's just such like a fun, unique character, and I really wish I saw more of him in this one, so I'm hoping that in the second one we see lots of Rye, lots of Lila, and lots of Kel, because they are like my children and I love them. Next I have Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Boxbaum. So I actually just finished reading this yesterday and it was so good, it was so cute, I loved it so much. It's about this girl, Jessie, who she moves across country from Chicago to Los Angeles because her mother passed away. Her father is finally moving on after a couple years. He met a girl online named Rachel who she's really well off. She lives in this like giant mansion in Los Angeles. They move there so she can go to a kind of swanky school called Wood Valley. So it kicks off with she gets an email from someone called Somebody Nobody who goes to school with her, who knows her, but who is not revealing themselves. So they kind of kick off this little relationship where Somebody Nobody will like kind of give her tips on things that she could be doing. He calls himself her, guide to Wood Valley. It's really cute. It's a heartwarming story. It does have times where she talks a lot about her mother and the grief she has, and I felt like that was so real, and there was actually times where I was almost getting like emotional about it because I really felt for this girl who lost her mom, and she loved her mom, and I'm really close to my mom too, so when she was talking about how she didn't just love her mom, she really liked her mom too, and it kind of hit home for me, so I think that's why I really related to it. But overall, this is a really good book too. I think the two contemporaries that I read this month were on point. It's really cute. It has a really sweet end that I won't spoil for you, but really good. I also gave this 4 stars. So the last novel that I read in January was Across the Universe by Beth Revis. So Across the Universe wasn't my favorite thing that I read in the month of January. I did think that the concept was really unique, despite the fact that I saw the movie Passengers a couple months ago and it had a very, very similar concept. It's about this group of people who get cryogenically frozen as they take the journey from Earth to their new home planet. And in the movie and in the book, which they actually aren't related at all, just happened to... Well, my iPad died, but it's okay because I'm on the home stretch of this one and then I have the rest of the book. So we'll just put it away. We'll just knock over my lamp. The thing that separated the movie Passengers and the book Across the Universe was that on Across the Universe, on this ship that they were in, it actually had a whole like city, like a little town on the ship. There's a whole lifetimes that pass on Across the Universe, whereas Passengers, everyone's just asleep the entire time. So it does really differ. I just thought it was interesting that it was two mediums about a cryogenically frozen group of people moving from Earth to a second planet, but I think I rated it 3 stars on Goodreads. I did enjoy it. I thought that the plot was what was the most interesting for me. I thought that the little town and what was going on in the town and how they were all acting like zombies was all very interesting. For me, coming from a month where I was reading all of these books that had such strong, real, unique, differential characters, I almost felt like these characters faded into the background a little bit for me. Amy and Elder both had personalities that just kind of, they were okay for me. I didn't really feel for them. I'm not going to continue on in the series. I did enjoy this book though, overall. So that's it for all the books that I read in January of this year, but I have a couple graphic novels I read, so I'll toss them in here too so you can see and learn a little bit more about graphic novels if you don't know a lot about them, because I'm on that journey with you. I think these are the first graphic novels that I've read ever. This is the first month I've ever tackled graphic novels. So my favorite graphic novel that I read in January was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. So basically Nimona is about a shape-shifting sidekick to a notorious supervillain. That's Nimona, and she has a very mysterious past, and she just kind of shows up one day and she's like, I'm your sidekick. When I think about this story, I really just think about how villains can be heroic sometimes and heroes can be villainous sometimes, and not everything is black and white. And I just think that's such an important message to pass on, because you don't see that enough, you know? I don't see this enough in fiction, that, you know, there's black and white characters that aren't always good, aren't always bad. Like, I really like that morally ambiguous character, and I feel like I got that so much in Nimona. This is a really cool medium. I just wish I knew what to pick up. So any suggestions, please put them down below. I would so appreciate it. The next graphic novel I read in January was Friends with Boys by Faith Erin Hicks, and boy was this fun to read. I blew right through this. I heard about Faith Erin Hicks when she did a podcast with Rainbow Rowell talking about a collaboration they were going to do together. So ever since then, I really wanted to pick this up. I saw it at the library, which actually my library said they didn't have this. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, yes, need. But yeah, Friends with Boys is so fun. It's about this young girl named Maggie who her mother just left her, and she'd been homeschooled her whole life, and she just gets thrust into the high school life, and she has 3 brothers, and she's trying to make friends, and they're off doing their own thing, and her just trying to fit in with that. She's also haunted, which is like a fun little like crazy side story, and it all kind of comes together. My only complaint about Friends with Boys is I need more. I need more of this. I need a second one, because I feel like there was a couple unanswered questions for me. I just want more. I just want more. Okay, guys? It's okay to just want more, and I just want more. It's really good. I flew right through this. I actually had apprehensions because it's in all black and white, and I was like, oh, I really wanted something colorful and fun, but it didn't matter at all. The art's stunning. This is very good. I would recommend it highly. So the last thing I have for you guys for my January wrap up is How to Talk to Girls at Parties by Neil Gaiman. So at first I thought I had never read anything by Neil Gaiman before, but then I was looking at my Goodreads and I noticed that Coraline was written by Neil Gaiman. So I have read something by him. How to Talk to Girls at Parties was adapted from a short story that Neil Gaiman has written. Basically, it's about these two boys, one who thinks they know everything about girls and one who knows that he does not know anything about girls, and he thinks they're confusing and it's like they're from another planet. He gets invited to this party and he drags N to the party, and it's just, you know, what they encounter at the party, which is some very strange, very strange girls. So I was hanging on because I thought that it was like building and building and building to something that was going to be really weird and cool and crazy, and it was all going to click, but it never quite clicked for me. This is about 60 pages. I think maybe it didn't have enough time. Maybe we didn't have enough time at the party to flesh out everything. Maybe I'm just not getting it. Yeah, this was not my favorite. I think I rated this 2 stars, so. But sorry, Neil Gaiman, but I really did enjoy Coraline, so I don't have anything against you, I swear. Alright guys, that's it for my January wrap-up. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe. I make new videos every Monday, and sometimes I throw a surprise video out there, like today, because today's not Monday, today's Thursday. Surprise! So if you have not got enough of me, as always, you can follow me on all of the social medias. I have Tumblr, Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram. I'm Kirsty the Worsty on all of them, except for Twitter, I'm just Kirsty the Worst. Alright guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!